Slightly ahead of schedule, but I've just been testing my new setup, new light, and so on and so forth. So, thank you for watching and joining me in this little experiment. So, what I'm going to do today, slightly ahead of schedule, is we're going to continue to work on the Black Orcs. So, should be interesting. We've got a Black Orc Bloodbowl team that we've been working on. So, hopefully we'll get somewhere with it, eh? But I thought we'd try something different. Try to see how it goes. Okay. So, without further ado, I am going to work on the skin, I believe. So let's have a look then. So what we've done with all of these is quite normally we have. There we go. Quite normally we've started off with wire flesh and then as a base coat, and then I've gone over the top with some dark tone, army painter dark tone, and we'll start building them back up. So I'm going to try my new brushes that I've got as well. So we're going to use a army painter standard brush to start with, and using our wire flesh we're going to start highlighting. Let's see how we go. Yeah, so I've got my wet palette on the side, and all I'm going to do quite easily is just pick out the higher areas, and it really is as simple as that, you know. So I love these models. I think they're so cool. Hey, we have our first comment. Hello, Donald. How are you? We're hobbying together, you know. No tier system will stop us loving our hobby. There we go. So I'm just picking out the higher areas. We'll go from there, eh? See how we get on. So I'm looking forward to having my first game of Bloodbowl. That's the first game in a while of everything, let's be honest, but there you go. So hopefully we will get back to some form of normality here. So I based them in wire flesh and then washed them with army painter dark tone. And what that does is it produces a shadow. So it sort of like creates an initial shadow for you, and then if you use your base tone, you can sort of like begin to bring it back up. And it's sort of just leaving it in the shadows, leaving it in the areas that the wash hasn't got to. And it's almost like not a cheating way, but it's quite a quick way of building up your colours nice and sort of easily, so to speak. So like on his head, if we go from the top there, obviously where the light would fall would be on the top of his head, top of his ears, cheekbone, other side. Dark tone's brilliant, Donald, it really is. I used to know a set of guys that we played 30k together, and they used to base coat and dark tone their armies, then use weathering powder to get them sort of like finished, and it's amazing what the stuff will do. It really is. There's is it an argument? Should we be highlighting up in various multiple stages? Possibly, but I like dark tone because it just gets the job done, and then it lets you use your original colour to be your first highlight stage, so it sort of like cuts a step out, if that makes sense. It's also good if you play Necrons. Ryan, is that Ryan? Hello, how are you? Are you well? Hope we're all well, guys, no matter where we are. Hello. So, I've stepped into the technological mainstream. So, hey Ben, how are you? Ogres are the only true Blood Bowl team. Although I've been told they're terrible. So we'll see, eh? We'll see. When we can all actually, see each other without getting sniped out of a helicopter for leaving our homes, we'll have to actually get some games in. The blood? I don't know on these ones. I think my ogres are going to have a bit more of a splatter effect on them, as if they've sort of bull charged somebody. But I'm just working up for the skin on the Black Orcs, so we can finally get some games in. Even my other half's been interested in playing Blood Bowl, which is a new thing. Let's put it that way. What's everybody working on today? Oh, Warcry. Yeah, I've looked at Warcry a few times. I like the idea of it. Fantasy is not like my first game system. It's like my sort of first sort of love, so to speak. But it was when it had square bases. So I don't know if we're... I don't know. I've not really tried Age of Sigmar, although my friend gave me pretty much an entire Stormcast army. Again, he sort of collected it and then never did anything with it. So I may try. Oh, airbrushing. Yeah, so I've airbrushed quite a few times. To be honest with you, I used to use an airbrush because I used to do quite a lot of commission work, and I found an airbrush was really good for getting that initial first highlight staging. And I think it was, I can't remember the PSI I used, I must admit, but I used to use sort of the game colour airs because they're sort of pre-mixed colours. One of the biggest tips is probably cleaning the airbrush. I used to find that if you sort of spray the water through it, it sort of clogs it. So it used to just be clean the sort of reservoir out and then just tip it away, if that makes sense. And one of my sort of good friends I used to do a lot of X-Wing gaming with, he's called George Delapina, and he does lots and lots and lots of airbrushing. He's sort of like a bit of a master at it, really. He's done some good videos on airbrushing, so if you check him out, I think he's got a Patreon and things like that, but he's also a bit on YouTube. If you search for George Delapina, he was the guy that did the Bright Yellow Orc Army years ago in White Dwarf. So I used to be airbrushing for sort of base coats and stuff like that, whereas he can do all sort of blends with it and stuff like that. But an airbrush will come when I get the actual cave done. So, and poor Ryan's at work on a Sunday. Yeah, I take it the Wraith Knight is for the Crusade then, Ben. Oh yeah, brushes. They're a brilliant tool. It's one of those that it takes a bit of sort of just, I don't know, like with anything, it's practice. But George always used to say the key is in the name. It's got the name brush in it. So you can actually do pretty much everything you would do with a brush with an airbrush. It just takes practice and patience. As with all things, I think. But some of his videos on there, I mean, he did a lot of... He used to do X-Wing ships, but he'd use plastic art to make them look exactly like the films. And then he'd do all the sort of like blended engine effects on them and things like that. Which is... was pretty something to behold, to be fair. But he's a good point of place to start for airbrushes, because he uses it to very good effect, and he can tell you all about that sort of like pressures and PSIs and things like that. So I'm a bit more old school, I think, me. How are we getting there with these Black Orcs? So hopefully at some point we'll actually be able to get together some games then, guys. I don't know what we all think about that, but outside in the freezing cold. I think an airbrush is, I don't know, I think I'd eventually get another one, I don't know. In March. Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one, Donald. Yeah. We'll have to, we should come up with some way of playing on a video camera, shouldn't we? At least it means that you'll have all your Warcry stuff painted, eh? Oh dear. Yeah, I can't think it was a very popular announcement yesterday, was it? So if any of my sort of subscribers from overseas are watching, our government sort of torpedoed Christmas a bit yesterday, which is, it's a difficult situation, and obviously I'm not going to comment on any of the, the political aspects of it and stuff like that. But yeah, so a lot of people are gonna have a very different Christmas, I'm afraid. But I think that the one thing that we all share is the love of a very inclusive hobby, and I think that the one thing about our community is that we are big and we're very varied and we're global, So there's always people out there to paint with, to talk to, and I think it's something that we'll just have to unfortunately deal with until probably, as Donald says, March. But what's that? I have 5 warbands 100% done soonish. Oh wow. Okay. So can you play Warcry just with a collection, just a standard set of models then? Do you need the game or? See, I think I don't know, Warcry. You see, I remember me and Joe saying, "Oh yeah, we'll try this this kill team." Yeah, it's alright. You only need a handful of blokes, and yeah, it's alright. And then it was now I've got about 6,000 points Necrons. So I think it might be one of those. 6,000 points later, definitely, yeah. Definitely. But yeah, you know, it's I think it says a lot about our community that literally I think I went from playing on the kitchen counter to being part of a local club and seeing a community and stuff like that, and making some really sort of genuine friends from it, which is, I think it says an awful lot, you know, which is why it's important for us all to keep hobbying during these tough times. So that's my excuse for all the parcels turning up at the house anyway. We're getting there. Sneaker Warlord titan here. Yeah, I don't know about that, if I'm honest with you. Maybe one for, what's it called, Adeptus Titanicus? Maybe, yeah. I don't know, I keep looking at the super reconstruct for the Necrons from Forge World, and I just keep wanting to stop myself. I just think, no, I'll keep adding the just the smaller units for the time being. So we're getting there. We're getting a highlight up, aren't we? There. A bit more. So because I'm totally like not the most technological person as Joe will attest to. Yeah. Are you watching this? Is this coming through on YouTube then? So I'm just using an app, you see. So I think we've done him already, haven't we? There we go. Sneak a Warlord titan into the house. Alright, okay. So that's for Warcry then. One war band, which is cards and points. Yeah. It sort of plays like a campaign sort of style, isn't it? Game to game, things like that. I know there's been a few guys at the club, Donald, have been asking about it in the Facebook and stuff like that, so you may get a few people after games, hopefully, in March. Hopefully, maybe beforehand. Fingers crossed here. Prayers to Sigmar and all that. There we go, we're getting there. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you one of the things I was looking at the other day, because of obviously having a growing collection of Necrons, Has anybody actually played the Apocalypse rule set? It's like the new one with the little movement trays and things like that. Because it seems that it's down to like 1 or 2 dice rolls, and it actually seems like it's quite a cool little system. And it also seems like an excuse to put all your toys on the table. Okay, so we're getting back to... There we go. So that's our wire flesh done. Back up. So we're going to clean the brush off. And we're now going to use a bit of Warboss green. Give it a shake. I'm going to mix Warboss into wire with a touch of water. And that's going to be our next highlight level. Oh, it's out of print. Oh, okay. Okay. At least it's maybe out of print a few years or a year or so after it's produced, not the same day. Like the fiasco that there was for the new releases. Okay, and what I'm doing here, I'm just going a bit higher again. So top of the cheek, top of the ears, things like that. So what we're all really wondering is if Ben's sorted his airbrush out yet, or he's just decorated the inside of his house by mistake. There we go, so I'm picking out on his arm, so like those high points. For muscles it's literally the sort of top of them, basically, where the light would land, and then across the front. And it just builds up that colour. Death Guard Codex. Is that is that the thing everybody's in two minds about for the new Disgustingly Resilient? Which it reduces the damage, doesn't it? It's no longer a wound shrug. To be an interesting change, I suppose. But, I don't think it changes my tactics how I deal with Death Guard. I think I'd just Ghost Reaper them off the board, if I'm honest with you. So slightly sickeningly resilient. Yeah, very true. I remember when I had the Death Guard and I played Jip with them, and I just couldn't believe how good Disgustingly Resilient was. It was just unbelievable. I don't think he could either, to be totally honest with you, by the look on his face when I was like just shrugging off all the attacks he was doing against me. But yeah. The thing is that we haven't seen the rest of the codex, have we? And like reanimation protocols, when that got changed, everyone's like, oh my word, Nerftles and all this sort of thing. And you know, it's actually, there's loads of combos in the book that make it really, really effective, you know. It'd be interesting to see what happens, won't it? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the new toughness debuff aura seems like a cool mechanic. Yeah, absolutely. It's like it seems to get a bit like a bigger, like a. It doesn't the aura area increase per turn of the game or something? Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think it's. They've obviously been watching the the news, haven't they? With that, yeah. It's all blame Papa Nurgle. There we go. He's getting there. So. I don't know. I still think I'm more worried about mind bullets out of these Eldar than anything else. I've never really had an army that does anything in the psychic phase. Or the magic phase when I used to play Warhammer. Never really did any of that. Just, I don't know. Probably missing a trick, really. Well, I know Eldar are renowned for their psychic power, aren't they? Oh. There we go, I'm getting there. So, has everybody decided what they are taking for the new crusade? Deathcam Malignant Plague Caster, is he a psyker? Yes. Yes, well, he was. I don't think I ever did anything with him. I took him in a game against Chip and he killed him almost straight away because he had he has those blokes in gold, doesn't he? What are they called? Custodes. Yeah, he just murdered him as soon as he was anywhere near him. So he didn't really get to do anything. But yeah, I will eventually one day. I probably will, do something in a psychic or magic phase in the game. Who knows? I don't even get to dispel anything as a Necron. Although I can take sort of gloom prisms now and things like that. So. We'll see, eh? Man, you don't often take a librarian, Joe, with your Ultramarines. I'm part of the the Necron group on Facebook, and it was just as soon as Mortarian's rule sheet was like, the first comment was just like, Nightbringer can kill him twice over in one turn. Oh dear. Not that I even own Nightbringer. Yet, anyway. I think he's bringing out the big guns, isn't he? Donald. Oh, Donald, yeah, I forgot you're an Eldar player, aren't you? Yeah, personally looking forward to see what we'll have with the Eldar Codex, as most lists rely on one Craftworld trait that buffs save to 2, +2 and +3 over set and range. These are 100% rewrite. Yeah, it will be interesting. I played a guy with Eldar recently, and he absolutely annihilated me. And I don't, but I think they're a bit of a one-trick pony at the minute, aren't they? I think it'd be interesting to see the different Craftwells and the differences between them. I think you're absolutely right. Joe, the only librarian I've actually got around to building is the Phobos one, and I'm not all that into obscuration discipline. Oh, okay. I don't really know what that is. Again, psychic mind bullets. Yeah, I think that psychers seem to be a sort of buff machines, aren't they? I think, from what I've seen anyway, particularly with Eldar, like the Guide and Doom and all this sort of buff and debuff and things like that. You know, the guy I played, he absolutely destroyed my Necrons, absolutely annihilated them. Like I'm going to re-roll everything and re-roll it a bit more and then make you re-roll your re-rolls. Oh, sneaky Vanguard psychic powers for Marines. I think we've got a new crusade starting. Well, we hoped it would start in January. We'll have to see now, obviously, but I think the majority of the players this time have sort of gone to Imperial, which is cool. It's fine, people play whatever they want to play. Be interesting to see. I mean, Space Marines are always going to be good, aren't they? They're always going to be good. There's a giant one stood outside their headquarters in Nottingham, isn't there? So. Oh, Aspect Warriors. Which is the Craftworld that's heavily Aspect Warriors? Is it Bale Tan, or is that the one with all the jet bikes? There's one, isn't there, which is... The majority of it is Aspect Warriors, or you can take Aspect Warriors. Bale Tan, yeah, that's it. So I'm just continuing to go around and highlight up the skin in process, but just think as to where the light falls on your miniatures, things like that. I suppose this is old school way of doing it. I think we've perhaps lost Ben. We've not had a response to the airbrush question earlier, have we? See, have you managed to get your airbrush working, Ben? Are you there, or is there a mushroom cloud over your house now in purple or whatever colour your Eldar are going to be? So, what are everybody's hobby plans for the new year? That's a question, isn't it? Seems we may have a bit more time to get things painted up, get things finished off, work on those projects. I'm going to hopefully have 3 painted Blood Bowl teams ready to go, and continue working on the Necrons. And then I actually have, coming from Santa, Kings of War Armada, which I'm looking forward to having a go with Rob at the club and a couple of the other lads. Hey, get the Indomitus box painted up. Yeah, absolutely. Get those Ultramarines going. Yes, yeah, get some games in with the Orcs, definitely. Just get some games in general, I think, is the is the sort of the aim, isn't it? But well, we will have to see. So. I don't know what everyone dislikes Necrons, don't they? I don't know what it is. Ooh, Greek Athens Space Marines, cool. Are they Minotaurs, or am I in the wrong? Is that? I can't remember if that's what they like have a Greek look to them. Have you made your own chapter? Hey, Black Templars, cool. Spartans, yeah. Minotaurs are Spartans then. Okay. Yeah, Templars are my sort of back burner project for whenever I don't want to paint evil space robots. I pop out some Space Marines and paint some. When's the shed or cave happening? Right. Yeah. So for those watching, Joe is my friend Joe that I've mentioned in a few videos. Basically, I have a shed outside which I'm going to convert into the actual bunker. You know, we're not going digging underground or anything like that. But I'm hoping it first needs clearing out, and then it needs cladding and things like that. So I'm hoping to be able to get onto that sort of end of January, beginning of February. And there's enough space for a 6x4 gaming table, a painting area, somewhere where I want to be able to sort of record videos, take part in sort of these hobby hangouts, because I'm friends with the Chilean Wargamers Network. Wargamers Spud is a a good friend of mine. He used to come into the Games Workshop I worked in years ago when I was a student, and yeah, so it's just going to be an ongoing project, but I'm hoping it'll be ready by sort of like middle of next year. It'll probably be ready, Joe, by the time that we're allowed to actually go into a building again. Just on the outskirts, Donald, just on the outskirts, so not that far, to be fair. I'm not that far away from Ben. Not that far away from quite a lot of the club members, to be honest with you. It's only about a sort of 5-10 minute drive, so there's plenty of opportunity to get games in when it's done. So I'm sure there'll be. What about if it has a roof and no walls? Are we just trying to get it done as quickly as possible? Oh, you're about 5-10 minutes away then, Donald. Not far at all. There we go. So we're getting there on the Black Orcs. We're getting there on the Black Orcs. So hello to anybody else watching the stream. I don't actually know if any. I don't know how many people are. I just thought it'd be pretty cool to have a paint and see what happens, so to speak, as I get used to the streaming technology. So I've been asked by my friend, or reminded by my friend, to say please do comment, like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I know a lot of you already have. And hello to any overseas viewers that we have. I know we've got quite a lot of friends in America now, and we always appreciate your comments and your feedback. Two. Oh well, okay, we're getting there, aren't we? I think it had a few earlier on. I think Ben blew himself up with his airbrush, didn't he? Yeah, I think he sort of like managed to detonate his airbrush, and there you go. And didn't we have one of the other lads said he was at work? So to speak. And we'll go from there, get some games in, have a bit of fun, give us a space to record some battle reports and so on and so forth. So the key word there is sleeping. There you go, we're getting there. So we're certainly getting the highlight stage done. So I'm curious as well as to if YouTube saves this as a video. I know very little about it. Be interesting to see if it saves it as a video. Maybe the Black Orc team will be a star on another live stream soon. But yeah, I thought painting was a good subject matter, painting and chatting. Oh, okay. I have no idea. Just getting to this stage, I think for me is quite a technological advancement. So it was, like I say, I spoke to Spud and I said to him, how do you do it? How do you set it up? And he said, it's really easy. You just like record it live. So there we go, we're getting there. So the skin is starting to pop a little bit. A bit difficult to see, isn't it, in all light? Long burn. Yes. Age of Sigmar is, yeah, as I say, it's. I'm going to get the Stormcast done, and I'm using Streamlabs. So the way it works is you schedule a live stream, and then Streamlabs, you sort of connect your YouTube to it, and it allows me to do it on my phone, because the camera on the phone is actually pretty good for painting, which is the main thing. I know some people live stream and you just see their face talking, but you know, I think there's perhaps a bit more to it. So that's our Warwash green done. We're now going to just add a little bit of a shabty bone into that mix, just to make a final sort of highlight colour. Get into the original mix. Almost like sort of traditional goblin green there, aren't we? So let's see what we come up with. Tip of the ears. Real sort of top of the. The eyes, I don't think there's a great deal on them that we want to. The Skaven's still a horde army then. There used to be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clan rats and things like that. There we go, we're getting there, right? Yeah, it used to be hundreds of models, as far as I remember. It used to be one of those armies that you'd think, oh, they look cool, and I really like the aesthetic of them. But I honestly don't know if I could sit and paint that many blokes. There we go, we're getting there. Almost done. Ooh. Ah, right, okay. So it depends on your clan and so on and so forth. Some of them are a bit more, they have sort of like tech, don't they, and things like that. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Totally different sort of aesthetic to them than everything else. They used to be, in fantasy, when I used to play it quite a lot, and they used to be the only army that could actually shoot into combat. Yeah, they used to be able to like shoot their own blokes and stuff like that. We're getting there. Vermintide, yeah. So a little bit. I'm not a massive computer gamer. I know they're good, and I know they're sort of like a crazy tide of Skaven, basically, aren't they? Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen it played. I know there's another one coming out. Isn't the Dark Tide? Is that what it's called? Which is like the same but with chaos, from what I can see. So yeah, it looks like it's pretty cool. I think you can be like an Ogrin, can't you, and assist a battle and stuff like that. Get in there. See, I don't have Xbox, PlayStation, anything like that. It's Dark Tide does look cool. I must admit, it does look cool. All right. A custodian number of models. Yeah, you see, I think if Age of Sigmar, I think ogres would interest me. Just exactly for that reason. There's not many blokes to paint. Obviously, I thoroughly enjoy painting and happy to paint an army. I guess it's that's personal preference, I suppose, isn't it? And we're almost there. We're almost there. It's like Left 4 Dead meets Warhammer. All right, okay. No, I like the idea of the endless tide of baddies that you and your mate sort of battle through. I think that's sort of a true cooperative game, isn't it? No, which is that they may be in the issue that I've just reviewed, to be honest with you, but I don't know if it might have been the one beforehand. Probably a question for Donald, that one. He'll probably be able to tell you. Bit of solo play, which is something we're all going to probably have to use, isn't it? Yeah, no, I literally picked a copy up the other day just as I was in Sainsbury's. I thought, why not give it a go? I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the content, I've got to admit. Is it something I buy every month? Probably not. You know, at sort of £6, I think it's it's a little bit pricey, isn't it? And obviously they've got to appeal to everyone that's interested in all games. It's obviously heavy sort of 40k content, as you'd expect, which is fine, but not everyone's a pure 40k player, are they? That's the sort of thing to look at. So I think we're about the last guy for the extreme highlighting. Get in there. See, I remember when White Dwarf used to be £3. And it used to have like a free model on the front, and yeah, when Lord of the Rings first got released, you got like a free elf. So that was a totally new scale for Games Workshop. You know, they went to 25mm realistic scale over 28mm heroic. So 28mm heroic is the scale all of our models are in now. Like big hands and things like that. But New Line had an agreement that it had to be realistic. Yeah, when I were a lad, back in my day, they were on all this contrast paint. There we go. We're about there. Ooh, there you go, just knocking you in the face with a brush. Okay, so it's a bit hard to see, isn't it? Let's try the last one. There we go, so we've got some highlighted orc skin. Eventually, these guys will look like him. So exactly the same process used on Bloodbowl, used on that skin there as well. It just gives that sort of like natural look to it. So yeah, check out Darktone. I haven't got a pot to show you, Donald, I'm afraid. But it's called Army Painter Darktone. If you want the 40k app, from what I see of Giant Cash Cow, overcomplicated in what they're trying to do compared to the AOS one, which is 99p a month. Yeah, I can't really. Yeah, you're not wrong. Let's put it that way. You're certainly not wrong with that one. I don't know on that app. I had really high hopes from an army building app. I really did. I wanted it to be good, but I've just not heard a single sort of decent comment on it. I don't know what anyone else has got to say on that one. But yeah, I've not really heard I've heard no good things, let's put it that way. I don't think I've even uploaded my Necron Codex into it. that's the sort of level we're at. I know that I was very excited for an army builder, but I've got to admit that I just thoroughly use Battlescribe. Right. So let's have a look. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with the skins coming along there. So how it comes out in the end. So I'll be looking forward to getting those guys on the pitch soon. So I think I'm going to call it a day for now with that, guys. A bit of an experiment. An hour's worth of painting along with Tom. Oh, what's this? So I reckon the thing with Battlescribe receiving a cease and desist was a hoax. Yeah, apparently it was. So apparently one of their developers put it up as a joke, and it sort of exploded. But there you go. So it's definitely one of those things, I think. But I'm going to call it a day there, guys. It's the first live stream, bit of an experiment. Thank you for watching. Thanks for everybody who tuned in throughout the stream. As always, please do like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube channel. It does make a difference to me as I see it coming in. It does. It means that people are watching, basically. And wherever you are in the world, please do keep yourself safe, keep well, keep hobbying. And yeah, thanks for watching first live stream. If people want more of this, let me know. So hope you're all well, and yeah, exciting things coming up. Get the bunker made, stuff like that. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care.